the relationship, one day he broke it off. And I said, why? And just tell me why are you breaking it off? And he said, because I was young, and he was a little bit older than me, because I wasn't, making him happy, you know what I mean? So, in that sense, I wasn't doing anything because I was a young girl, and I wasn't ready yet, okay? And so he broke off with me, and he got married like 2 or 3 months later. And it was like, what? He went out with me for 2 years. And then he got married to some girl like 3 months later. I was like, what? So I was like, fine, okay, whatever. And I found out that he moved. He moved to the Grand Canyon, up by the Grand Canyon. And then around Christmas time, I called the family and just to wish him a Merry Christmas. And they told me that he died. I was like, died? What do you mean died? And they said, yeah, he was hiking around the Grand Canyon and he fell off. He slid off one of the rocks up on the canyon over there somewhere. It's a big canyon, so who knows where. He slid off the canyon and died. I guess he hit his head on a rock or something crazy like that. But that's not the only boyfriend that's happened to. I had another boyfriend who did the same thing, not the same place. He did it in my hometown. He went up to a rock there's a mountain called the Rincons, and he fell off the mountain and died. Same thing. And this is just within a shorter period of time. I had 2 boyfriends that died real close to each other in almost the same way. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to go out again. Yeah, I didn't feel like going out with anybody again after that. Just freaked me out, it was really sad. But anyway, that song kind of reminded me how guys feel about certain things. And, girls, especially young girls, well, be careful of that. Be careful with that. Because young girls are just, their hormones are going, and they just, they don't, they just take a look at you and go out with you one date and then break up with you. That's the way they are. That's what they do. Some of them don't. Some get married right out of high school. That blows my mind. I have a girlfriend that I've known almost all my life practically, and she got with a guy right out of high school, and she's been married with him ever since, and she's still married to him to this day. They've been married like over 30 years. I don't know, 35 years. I don't know, a long time. They've been married a long time. And they've had a bunch of kids, and she's got a whole bunch of grandkids. So, she's happy, and I'm really happy for her. I never got to experience a life like that. Mine was looped all around. But, sometimes it's my fault, though. My fault for breaking up with people I shouldn't have maybe broken up with. And then later on, I looked back and said, what did I do that for? Stupid. So, I don't know. I got into this relationship thing now. Oh my gosh. That's man. Relationships are crazy. Really. I mean, the ones that don't last anyway. All the things that happen. Oh boy. And all the fights you get into. Whoopee! Isn't that fun? See, I guess I get into fights probably more than the average girl. Because I'm part Italian. Might have something to do with it. That Italian stuff is just crazy, I mean, I try to keep it down to a low rumble because I've met my Italian relatives, okay? And they are wild and crazy and loud and boisterous, and, they'll probably throw something at you in a second, I mean, they're just like, like wolves, just ready to pounce on you, And growing up with my mom, she's part Italian and part something else, but she, there was times I remember her slamming pots and pans around the kitchen, and if you watch any movies with Italian women in the movie, you'll see a lot of Italian women always screaming and throwing pots and pans. And, in Italy, they do that. They'll scream at each other across the valley to the next apartment building. They'll be screaming out the windows, stuff like that. I can see it. I can really believe that That's just the way they are. That's the way you are. So me, I have a lot of different nationalities. I'm not just one, you know, I got a whole bunch of them. So me, I've learned to tame that down. But in my youth, I was pretty loud and boisterous. You know, somebody pick a fight with me, I'd get pretty loud too, unless I was with an abuser, then they kind of like really broke me of that. But with the regular people, yeah, we get some pretty good fights. I mean, no physical fights, just yelling, screaming. I don't do that much anymore. I really don't. I don't get in these yelling, drag-out fights. What for? Well, I'm too old for that anyway. I'm tired. Burnout. I want to fight like that. Oh, well, okay. I'm going to play another song, and then I'm going to get onto that funny stuff. Okay, let's see. What do I want to play next? I'll play this one. Okay. it, doesn't it? That just kicks it. That is awesome. That song was good. That song was good. I'm sitting here like da 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 with my fingers, you know. I don't know why. If somebody like me would get into music, so heavy metal type of music, I just love that stuff, though. You know, when I used to get off work, sometimes I'd be so ticked off about work. I'd get off work, grab a couple wine coolers, go home, and sit in the bathtub, the music blaring, drinking my wine coolers. And it's like that kind of music, like when you're really angry, it just something like it calms you down. It's really strange. It's really strange how it works with, at least it does with me. When I listen to really mellow music and I'm pissed, that doesn't work. It never works. I have to listen to the really heavy, crazy, wild stuff, and then it like totally soothes me out. You know, I don't know why. Just maybe the way my brain works. Who knows? Anyway. Okay, this is a little thing I made up. It might be funny, it might not be funny at all, but let's just... I was just thinking about it last night. Thought I'd just finish it, so I actually finished it. I started out, and it's called facial expressions with IQ. Okay, so this is how I describe different levels of IQ. Okay, stupid. Okay, a stupid, the lowest IQ ever. Teeth sticking out, okay? Your teeth sticking out of the mouth. You know, no brain at all. Just like, you know, a little empty in there. Swishing around in the head. Okay, one above stupid. Mouth open. Okay. Average. Mouth closed. Blank stare. It's funny. I thought that was funny. Blank stare. One above average. Mouth closed. Focused eyes. Listens. Okay. Pretty good, huh? So one above average. You want to be there. Mouth closed. Focused eyes. Focused eyes and listens. High IQ. Frown mark between eyes or wrinkled forehead. Higher IQ. Whole face wrinkle. Pissed off at everyone. Okay, I wrote this. Okay, I wrote that out of my own head. It's my swishy squashy head. Anyway, yeah, especially the higher IQ people. You know why they're pissed off at everyone? Because they can't stand average people. Average people to them makes them pissed because they can't handle that. They don't like people that are average because they think you are the slime of the earth, okay? You are the dumbest thing they've ever seen, the stupidest thing, and they can't talk to you because there's no reasoning level in between you two, okay? Like my father, for instance, had very sharp, very high IQ, and he even spoke like he was a walking dictionary, thesaurus, whatever. Whatever, I forgot. I called that, I said that wrong again. Thesaurus, I don't know. Anyway, and he couldn't talk to anybody because nobody understood what he was saying. Nobody understood. He would go into bars, like, with his friends and stuff, and sometimes he'd bring me, you know, 'cause they let me hang out. They just let me drink Shirley Temples and stuff. Let me hang out back in the days, you know. You know, just these little off-the-wall bars on the road, you know, in town. But anyway, he'd bring me in there and he'd be talking to some people and they didn't know, they'd be sitting there with their mouth wide open, like I said, like the low IQ, because they didn't know what he was talking about at all. He was using all these large words. Nobody said, what's he talking about? Of course, me, I didn't get his IQ. I got my mother's IQ. I didn't get my father's IQ. I'm unfortunate at that level. I really wish I was like him. But, you know, he was always unhappy. He was always unhappy. He couldn't find a friend to match up with him. Back in those days, it was hard to find. Okay? There was a lot of people. He all his friends were just normal, average bears, okay? Normal, average crowd of people. But he wasn't happy. And they liked hanging around him because they were learning stuff from